Hello YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. This is a personal opinion about the following game, or my first impressions of SmackDown vs. Raw 2012. The reason why I call it that because this does not really too much feel like anything different I've already played already. Now this is pretty much, it has the Madden syndrome where it's the same shit different year. Same can be used towards COD and any other shooter or game that you might know of that is brandly sold every other year. Now, WWE12 is pretty much what you're getting out of something like this, which is SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. And it's, again, the same thing. Now, am I disappointed with the overall product? I'm not heavily disappointed with it. There's a couple of features in here, such as limitations that kind of annoy me because you have to pay extra for that. For example, they have this fan access package which allows you to actually customize characters in the game, which in previous games you can do that already. So what they're doing is they're nickel and diming you extra in this title. Now, I'm not 100% certain with the WWE13. I heard a lot of mixed opinions about that as well. I mean, same goes towards this game. I want to really love the game. I do. There's a lot of aspect to it, a lot of premise to it that I actually enjoy. I mean, for fuck's sake, they have Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson to all the marks for the indies. And to me, that was cool. There's a thing to it, too, that really drills a finger through my skull, and that is the fact the road to WrestleMania doesn't really feel as climactic as it once was. For example, they give you a random character or something like that. Like, I don't know, they're showing Cena, at least on my side, and then you see him walking out and you attack him being Sheamus. You have to beat him, then next year you're stuck in a a six-man tag match. Then the storyline from that point on just feels like a watered-down episode of Raw, you know? It felt like it wasn't freedom as they're promising in this game. You know, they were promising so much with this product, but yet it felt like a restricted and watered down format. Now, again, I don't hate the game. This is not me hating the game. There's elements to it I enjoy. Some elements kind of annoy me, but at the same time, whatever. You know, they can't quite make a perfect game with a wrestling game when it comes to movesets and everything else in between, which I'll get to that as well. The movesets felt very clunky to me. I was playing it, and I was trying to perform a move, and it would not go off. Now, yes, you're supposed to mash the buttons a little bit to get that to functionate, but you shouldn't have to. It should be a smooth transaction. As they promise, it's supposed to be bigger, badder, and better, right? To me, it just felt like a really, really somewhat unfinished product, and it felt like a product that they were nickel and diming me for. I mean, granted, some of the free swag they gave you, such as like these free characters, free costumes, I kind of like the Bros Clay. You know, Bros Clay got his ass whipped within some sort of match I created with the, you know, the play option, which you could just do whatever you want with that. But again, it does not feel like it's a story. It just feels like you're just generically wrestling some other guy, and a guy whips your ass because the AI is like freaking impressive with its wrestling combinations with their little gamepad in the video game. And again, this is the thing I like to go back to, and I don't like doing this, but hell, I'll even go as far as this and say screw it. Not assuming Championship Pro Wrestling had a bit more structure than this game right here. Is this one hard as hell? Absolutely. It's so hard I end up shedding tears, manly tears, that you don't see coming out of a neckbeard like myself. I cry playing this game, but I felt like it had more structure than this. Is this game completely bad? No. The price I paid for it, I'm not going to complain. You know? But again, I digress. Is this a good product? Is this a product you should go out and buy right now? No. If you want to enjoy a WWE game, if you want to enjoy one, get this, or put that over there, or get one of the older SmackDown vs. Raw games, such as Here Comes the Pain, or anything older. Heck, even as far as this one here. Go back to this one. This one was decent. This one was okay. Sorry again, I'm being a little cluttered-minded. But again, it just, the game itself held off on a lot of things and made you pay for it if you want that full experience like they promised. They moved so clunky. The controls, like themselves, just did not feel smooth as they promised. And again, if I would have bought this like full price, I would have been disappointed and very upset. I would say. I mean, I'm disappointed now. Don't get me wrong, but it's that element where I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm gonna play the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna play that game and I'm gonna play it well, as best as I can and as much as I can tolerate with it. But honestly, the product again felt like something that could have been a lot better than what it was. Now, if you're planning to grab this game, take this honestly from me, unless you are some super hardcore dedicated WB fan, my opinion don't matter, you're just here to be the White Knight, whatever, then sure, go for it. But if you honestly love a good wrestling game, this is not the game to go for. If you're into collecting wrestling games in general, sure, it might be a souvenir or novelty just to have this, but the content they give you, even I'll read it on the back here, such as the access includes, which is, again, it's just crap. They're pretty much doing the whole quote-unquote $50 thing that Call of Duty and everything else does nowadays with online features. I mean, you pay for gold, then companies such as WWE and others, such as Activision and all those, they throw out these DLCs at you after, make you pay for it extra. I mean, I understand this is helping keeping the product refreshed, help keeping costs, down to a minimum, or in this case, keeping costs going through, and then after a while, it's just going into their pocket. Now, again, I'm not here to ramble and rant and shoot down THQ or any other company for doing that. Business sense, whatever. And the best way to combat it is just don't buy into it. I mean, I did not buy into it buying this at day one. Absolutely not. I never did. I got this when it was on the bargain bin. That's pretty much how I dealt with that situation. I mean, but the game itself is, to me, not even worth $60. And I don't like saying crap like that about games. I'm very open to games, and I mean, I try a sports game even if I don't like it. If I don't like sports, I try these sports games anyway. I got, baseball game tucked in there somewhere. I mean, again, heck, I even have this one, which is actually, I actually like this one. It's actually Dangerous Hunts. This one's actually decent, guys. If you could find it with the gun, go for it. It's actually kind of, it's fun. I like it. But again, I'm very open to games, but if the game is broken, I'm not into it, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm very tolerable towards games, but this one is sort of letting me down with some elements. But again, as I said, I'm rambling now, and it's becoming monotonous. It's becoming blah, blah, blah. So, that's my first impressions, my ranting ramblings of diarrhea. Take it for what it's worth, but if you're here to look for somebody who's going to praise this game, you're not going to find it, at least with this video. And if you're looking for a AAA wrestling game, go for the older SmackDown games. Those will probably be more interesting to you than this one. This one is a cash cow. And I don't like being very blunt about games like that, but it pretty much is. And this is the step towards WWE trying to cash in on their brand, their product, and they're doing it with games like this even more so. So, yeah. When it comes to WWE 13, I have no opinion about it. Check out other YouTubers out there that are talking about the game. So far, again, as I mentioned, a lot of people are not liking it. Some people are enjoying it. The nostalgia, which to me, it's kind of like, the selling point for me is not the Attitude Era crap in the WWE 13. I like the Attitude Era, don't get me wrong. I liked watching it, but $60 is not going to sell me nostalgia like that. I mean, it's not for me yet. I'll get it when it's cheaper, probably. Maybe it's going to be something I enjoy more than this one, but again, that's just my thesis, and for all it's worth. Sorry for rambling so long, guys. Just wanted to get that off my chest, describe what I felt about the game, and pretty much give you guys something that hopefully you can chew on or be like, alright, he has his opinion, but I got mine, I like the game of the year, blah, 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 stuff like that. You know, whatever you can get out of it. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and more first impressions and other stuff That might tickle your Nancy soon. Oh, man.